The views and opinions of this podcast are solely our own, with no direct intention to offend or upset.
Brilliant. Fucking brilliant.
Hello everybody, welcome back to another rip-roaring, spooky episode of Scottish Movie Review Show, which is the script, starring myself, Craig, and my cohort, Chris. Chris, how are you?
Yes, I am swell. There you go, swell right from the off.
Fucking
I'm like a
good,
father
mate.
of five in a perfect cul-de-sac on a sunshiny day. There you go.
A perfect cul-de-sac? What a lot of shit you thought. I'm going to start putting a timer on this to see how quickly you get the word swelling. I know, I think that was a record.
That was
honestly.
a record. Next week, swell!
I think you've just tried to describe, what is it, like 1950s America. Standing there in your freshly cut lawn at the... Hooray, Johnson.
Aye.
Well, hello there, Smith. Good day to you. Wife greeting you at the door with a martini.
Aye. It's never too early for a fusilier.
What's that in again? Tune the fat?
Tune the fat. Aye.
It's only 5 to 11. That's never too early for a fusilier. Brilliant. So, as always, big thanks to Quaint for providing our title track. As always, get them checked out on Spotify. Shout outs to our cohorts in the indie podcast world of seismic cinema / soccer. Do you like that? Do you like that? / soccer. Diabolical.
Sounds like an old film, that.
It does, doesn't it? And the Wreckfast boys who have popped up again this month, which is excellent because Masters of the Universe, I watched it a night before. Just because I was playing Football Manager. Remember I said in the group chat, so I'm going to watch a B movie and I'm going to play Football Manager. So I just put that on the background. Bit of nostalgia. Courtney Cox, keep forgetting she was in that. She's about fucking 12.
So she was, huh?
But there you go. So get him listen to, folks. And like most indie podcasters, you can find us on an absolute plethora. I say that word quite a lot. A plethora of outlets of the electronical persuasion, whether it be visual or audible. You know where to go. Social media as well, YouTube, Twitter. I'm not calling it X anymore. I just can't get used to it. And Spotify and the like. But as we've been saying for the last 20 episodes, there's always a wee surprise where you can find what's the script, Chris. And let's see if you can think of anything original this week that you found.
Well, recently people have been suffering from hay fever. You know what I mean? You know, sometimes where you get that wee feeling right before you sneeze. See that? And then sometimes you get it, see when you want to sneeze and it doesn't come out and you're just like that. See that wee feeling? That is where you'll find what's the script. That's it. We are 1% of an orgasm.
Oh.
Because what's the script? Fact of the day. Apparently. See that whole sneeze thing? That's good, that's it. It's apparently 1% an orgasm. So there you go.
Really?
That's why I see that thing. See when you can't sneeze and you're like that. And you're looking up at the ceiling and all that, like you're about to receive some sort of spermulite. But
Oh, do you receive
that's
it?
why you want to sneeze.
You've just let it cat out the back of this week, Chris. Aye, you've let the cat out of the bag this week, big man. As you know that when you're just about to receive your sperm, you're like,
Well,
no, I like
you
to get
find
rid of
me
mine.
something like, what other comparison can you draw when somebody's like that?
Oh Jesus! Oh, don't do that face
But
again.
aye,
It was like looking at Jenna Jameson. It really was. Oh, you need to go back a couple of
oh,
decades, folks, if you want to know who she is. But trust me, it's
aye,
worth the search.
yeah,
So there you go. That's where you can find us.
aye,
In the bit before a sneeze / orgasm. There you are. That's
aye.
a new band.
Spermulate, everything.
Oh, I think we'll get another 4 of these to go after this series. So there you go, folks. If you can think of anywhere or you've found us anywhere as well, just let us know. But as always, before we get into the main movie review of the week, we'd like to catch up on what we've been watching over the last 7 days or so. Chris, what about you? Been to see anything? Have you been watching any shite? Anything new? What have your
Yes, I
ocular
went to the cinema.
people's been looking at?
I went to Cineworld. Shout out Cineworld. Got a lot of time for you.
So bad.
Aye. I went to see Furiosa, a Mad Max saga. And it's just another action film. Like I was trying to get across to people, know how Mad Max films have they've got a feel to them. They're like their own thing.
Uh-huh.
That it's the beginning, intro, plot point, just absolute carnage. This it wasn't the same. Know what I mean? Without giving too much away to people that people might want to go see it. See the first 40 minutes, maybe an hour. I was so frustrated. Like it was like a prolonged introduction to a young Furiosa. Like just it's see like the Monty Python things and all that, where it cuts to people just shouting, "Get on with it!" It was like that. I swear to God, man. But
Aye.
there was a big action bit in the middle, which I felt it, it wasn't bettered after that, know what I mean? It just kind of,
Right.
it was like the big action sequence was in the middle, and the rest was it just petered off, know what I mean? It was like, so it's so, but the characters are good in it, the action's good in it. They used a bit, well, I'd say a lot more CGI, so that was there, know what I mean? Maybe that's what kind of fucked it as well, but aye. And big Chris Hemsworth was smashing.
Was it?
So, aye. So there's highlights, but there's also, come on, if like, I was talking to you about, mind, what was it, 2.5 hours long?
Aye.
Like every other Mad Max film has been like an hour and a half. So it's like, what have you piled onto this? Know what I mean?
It's a weird one. And I was booked to see it, but I never went and end up. Do you know what I mean? I'll see it. I will see it, but it had a terrible, terrible opening weekend. Terrible, worst in cinematic history for a holiday weekend in America, apparently. And
Aye.
it only beat Garfield by $400,000 or something, which shows you. But it's quite funny. People are saying, for what I've read, and it's another Marmite, man. They're either a lot like you or it's a 10 out of 10. I noticed Gav Diabolical gave it 5 stars in his letterbox review, which is great. I'm glad he enjoyed it that much. I can't comment, obviously, but see Fury Road. Everybody, you say to people about Fury Road, and they look back in it as an absolute cinematic epic, and oh, what a movie, and all that. And by the way, it was great. Nobody better see it.
I know. Aye.
Nobody better see it.
Aye.
Well, it made less than Black Adam. Who the fuck went to see this? You know what I mean?
Exactly.
We look back on it as a fucking darling, a cinematic triumph, don't you know? But people forget. You can do all the origin stories in the Mad Max fucking world that you want. The Mad Max 1 was the fucking origin story. because that was the cusp. There was still houses, there was still businesses. Do you know what I mean? It was just the cusp of change at that time.
Yep.
And I like Anne Taylor-Joy, and I like Chris Hemsworth, and I like the universe. But 2.5 hours, I'm like, what the fuck? And you've just kind of said it there, what they're putting in that. And if there's a lot of dead space, just like Kingdom of Planet of the Apes, first hour for me, I was ready for getting out, man.
That's what I says, mate. It's like Furiosa's kind of caught in the middle between the Immortal Joe and Dementus. That's the two of them run big gangs. You know what I mean? And
yeah, mate.
They're fighting. They're fighting, and you don't see a second of it. Know what I mean? It's like because they're technically at war with each other. Know what I mean? And Dementus takes Edda place. You don't see that either. It's just I know it's about Furiosa, know what I mean, and how she becomes Furiosa, but it was a bit more like, come on. You've like it says, see the first 45 minutes or something? It's baby Furiosa. And I'm not meaning baby, I'm talking like fucking 10-year-old Furiosa or something. Know what I mean? And she's just getting passed about like a fucking joint for this person to this person. So it was like
is that when she stayed in the green place, mate? Yeah. With her mammy. The green place.
What it says, mate, if I see it again, I maybe feel different. But like for me, see Mad Max 2. Mad Max 2 was the best. Know what I mean? And it was very simple. It was Mad Max shows up. Mad Max finds a place that's got fuel. Mad Max decides to help people to get what he wants off people. That was it. And there's bad guys after him.
And it was a proper follow-up, wasn't it? It was a proper follow-up because the universe, the world had moved on. Max had fucking moved on because he'd lost it all. You know what I mean? So he was a nomad, you know what I mean? But he was his own kind of fucking lob at that time. I was talking about it yesterday to Big Robert, right? I don't know why I fucking talked about it because he shite, and I like that. Shite. So I talked to him about Mad Max. He's like, shite. I was like, I ain't born it. But again, like you, I said Mad Max 2, and even Thunderdome. I thought Thunderdome was good. It was a wee bit more commercialised by that time with Tina Turner. Score, man. Score. We don't need another heap. Liked it. Fucking liked it. The big cage and all that. But thanks for tuning in this week, folks. That was Mad Max Universe Review. You can tell we're passionate about that. You can go back to Series 1 and listen to our review of Mad Max. The Tau Cara, you do, Tau Cara. You're bloody fucking wrong now. Great. But anything else, mate, you've watched? Sorry.
Nah, mate, that was really it. I mean, I broke my own rule and I watched Jeremy Clarkson's Farm, but I don't really consider that a series. I just consider that being entertained. So
that's so entertaining. I mean? Was that just series 1 you watched?
No, the most recent one.
You've been following it, right?
So I stayed away from it and I went, no, what? Fuck it. I'm just putting it on. Know what I mean? A guy farming, being a man.
Yes. Tractor farming. I was doing a thing. There's a lot of fucking hate just for no getting a fuck. I like Big Jezza.
Yeah.
I still to watch it.
But apart from that, mate. What about yourself? What have you been into?
I was a bit not as much as last week, mate. Not as much as last week.
You was going to say.
Yeah, it was a lot last week, wasn't it? I think there was a fucking half a podcast on what I watched. But I want to give a wee shout out to a Disney movie called Robots. It's no new, but it's no one I had ever watched all the way through. But in bed with the boys the other night. Boys are my wains, by the way, no guys. Me and all my fucking gay cohorts. In bed with my sons.
I invited the local rugby team round.
Yes, waiting for my spermulite. So it was bedtime with my sons, and they go through phases and all that, but watching the same thing But Archie just seen the wee robot face, went, Daddy, Blue Robot, watch that. And I was like, cool, we watched that. You ever seen it?
Aye. Me and the brother watched that many moons ago. Ewan McGregor. I'm right, aye.
Robin Williams.
Aye.
Halle Berry. And a fucking great cast. Mel Brooks. He's the big boss robot, good guy and all that, man. So,
yep.
Tell you, mate, that's a good 7.5, 8 out of 10, that movie. Thoroughly enjoyed it.
Aye.
It's starting to come down the score because we've been watching it every night now for like a week. But aye, if you've never seen that, you've got young children. You'll enjoy it and all. By the way, I watched the new release on Netflix with Big Bum J-Lo, Atlas. I'm no J-Lo's biggest fan. I don't really think she's a great actress. I think she's a bit more suited to that rom-com dizzy bitch malarkey made in Manhattan and all that crap, you know what I mean? I felt this kind of role was, I could have seen Sandra Bullock in it. But to be fair to J-Lo, she didn't dial it in. She done all right. She kind of emotionally acted when she had to. And I thought the effects and the CGI were great. It's no Shakespeare again. It's a wee future technology plot. This is what's happening. AI. Get a watch. I watched very quickly The Grandmaster, which is another version of the story of the Ip Man, who's the guy that trained Bruce Lee.
Yep.
Apparently. And it was all subtitles, but I watched it and it was pretty good. Just fun on Amazon. Just a story about this guy going and challenging all the different martial artists. And he's the Ip Man, mate. So he could do it fucking match, you know what I mean?
It sounds like every way which but loose.
And then, totally random, because they came onto my movie channel device back in the telly stick thing. Maniac Cop 1, 2, and 3.
That's the big guy with the jaw with Tango and Cash in it.
That's the very man. Big Officer Cordell. Wow. A lot of that in it. Every time you see him in the shadows. Wow. See, we just want to no think about it, and you just want to go and sit down and watch. It's a cult classic now, the first one, but very, very entertaining, shall I say. But apart from that, pictures, cinema, I didn't go and see Furiosa. I'd booked Trainspotting for the anniversary one as well, and I never went to see that, and I was just shattered. So that's me, mate. That's me this week. So obviously, on the back of last week, it was your pick for this week, mate, for the movie we are about to review, as the French would say. Review. Tell the people what you picked if they didn't already know by now.
Well, after Craig told me he hadn't seen Poltergeist in a very long time, I decided it was going to be Poltergeist. You know what I mean? And I've not really seen it myself in a while. So I thought, aye, this'll do. No. I feel different about the film now for the last time I seen it. But it's still good, I'd say. You know what I mean? You just look at it differently now.
Aye.
But we've had the Conjuring and stuff now that have kind of went, oh, that's fucking shite up your back scary there, know what I mean? This is, I don't know, this is, for some reason, I've got a feeling this was trying to be a family-friendly horror film or something. that's the gist I got off it.
I don't think it was in 1982.
No.
But I looking back at it now with adult eyes and all that, and seeing what we've seen since, like you say, scary-wise, then aye, it's it didn't hit as hard as it did when I was 6, put it that way. It came out in 1982. I was only 4. And although I'm just guessing at the age 6, I'm trying to think about when it would come out in the video shop, and my mum and dad would have bought it. And then my mum and dad would have left it lying about for me to wake up on a Sunday morning with my brother and put it in. Probably right after the Texas Chainsaw Massacre, you know what I mean? Because I'd seen that pretty young as well. and I was fucking terrified of it because it was like nothing I'd ever been allowed to or seen before or dreamed before in my buff. Do you know what I mean?
Aye.
And 40 years later, it's a very different film, isn't it?
Aye. Oh, look, I've got a similar experience with the Evil Dead. We had the Evil Dead on videotape in here, and this. Do I know how tough my fucking house was? Pair of bastard brothers I've got. They used to put on the videotape and lock me in the living room and hold the living room shut. Wouldn't let me up while this fucking monstrosity played. It got to one point. See if anybody remembers the videotape cover for this that film. It had see the spooky bitch that turns at the start. She's on the front of it on green. All you had to do was show me the front of that. Never that.
Aye, fucking that's his fiance, isn't it?
Aye.
And it appears fucking 30 years later in the fucking series, Ash and Evil Dead and all that.
Aye.
Hi, you did cut your head off. Brilliant.
But like you, mate, I watched Evil Dead years later and went, I feel its head's embarrassed.
I can certainly see where the plasticine was used. I was just, when you've not seen anything for years and years and years, you just remember the snippets and how you felt at that time. Like you're saying Evil Dead, same, mate. I just remember that cellar door. Fucking hands trying to get out the cellar door and all that. I'm like, and then I watched it back.
Creepy
and
bitch.
Like, back off, you spooky bitch.
I feel that's going to be used quite a lot in this.
Could be, mate. Could be. So, if anybody hasn't seen Poltergeist, the quick synopsis is: a family's dream home turns into their worst nightmare when evil spirits rise up to torment them and possess the soul of their innocent daughter. That's not quite right. They don't possess the soul of their innocent daughter. They steal, they kidnap their innocent daughter. So that synopsis was a bit pish. But it's basically just it. It's about a family live in a house, and the house is a wee bit haunted. And
there's going on.
Well, there's happenings. There's certain happenings. Reduced.
No, I just I looked at the budget for this and all, given say the special effects and all that were used in it, and is it $10.7 million they used budget,
American,
and it brought in 77.2 million worldwide.
Oh no, I have it in good authority that it's eventually brought in $121.7 million.
Oh, well, there you go.
So 1,200% fucking markup on that, which was excellent. I've maybe got the figures after it's been put to video, maybe. But obviously, we're not noticing this. We're young boys, right? Director Tobe Hooper. What the fuck that is? I really don't. Story and produced by Steven Spielberg and assistant producer Kathleen Kennedy. Or as I've wrote down, ass producer. Because she must have been producing ass for him for the last fucking 40 years. It's still been a job, I tell you. But when I watch this back, we'll probably get to it. It's got Steven Spielberg fucking plastered all over it, mate. But before we get to that, we'll discuss that a wee bit in depth. Tell us who was in the film cast-wise, please, if you can. If you will. If you'd like to.
Yeah, here we go. Get your pen and paper. Right, so we'll get Craig T. Nelson, JoBeth Williams, Beatrice Straight, Dominique Dunn, Oliver Robbins, Heather O'Rourke, Michael McManus, Virginia Kisser, Martin Casella, Richard Lawson, and Zelda Rubenstein. That's the ones I took note of anyway, because they're all the key players, I'd say.
I am the same, mate. There's a lot of other ones in there I never bothered about, like Specky guy that comes, picks his face to sink and all that. See JoBeth Williams?
Aye.
Have you been calling her JoBeth?
No, I'm not.
I've
But
been
I'm just
calling
curious where such a name comes from.
I've been calling her JoBeth for the last couple of watching the film yesterday. I'm like, oh, get out of there, JoBeth. What are you doing? You fucking maniac. Oh,
But as a cast goes, I liked everybody in it, really. The only person that does me nothing is wee Robbie. But he's away, isn't he? So, but
I don't mind him. It's his big sister. She's a
oh,
kind
aye.
of fucking pointless. And now that I look back and all that, and fuck all really happened to her because she was out getting humped by her boyfriend most of the film, you know what I mean? She was. See at that end when she turns up with pigtails and all that one?
Aye.
And then there's
a big nookie.
aye, and there's a fly wee dig in about we're going to go and stay at the Holiday Inn on I-75. Oh, that's a nice place. And the one's like, what? But you did in a fucking motel,
Aye.
you know what I mean?
Aye. And there's a lot of shady acts by the family in this, by the way.
Aye, we'll discuss that, I know, because there's some fucking cracking things. IMDb, it's sitting currently at a 7.3 out of 10.
Yeah.
And the Rotten Tomatoes audience score has been very kind to the nostalgic, probably properties of this film at 88%. So that's definitely. And do you know, it was nominated for 3 Oscars: Best Visuals, FX, Best Sound Effects, and the Best Score, which unfortunately didn't win, but nomination. But awards-wise, and other factions, it won everything everywhere else, didn't it?
Aye. All that I can totally understand the visual effects, because it's, if anybody that's watched, was it Light and Magic or something?
Aye, it was E.T. that fucking cleared the board
Aye.
in the Oscars that year.
So it was just the effects and all that. See the big house disappearing at the end and all that. It must have been fucking something else. Because what the fuck?
Have you watched ILM, didn't you?
Aye.
You see how they done that?
Aye. Brilliant, mate. It's just ingenuity that doesn't exist anymore.
Aye, don't explain it to him. If you want to see how that was done, I don't know why you wouldn't have watched Industrial Light and Magic anyway. It's fabulous. I've watched it twice. I think it's just great. I think it's just they just invented themselves for a time that needed them, and computers have just fucking shit all of them, unfortunately. But anyway, it doesn't matter.
That's it.
That's great.
Yeah, but the visual effects in it were smashing. Even the big ghosts and the fucking just everything. Know what I mean? It just what the only bit I fucking laughed out loud, right, was when they step into that room and shit's floating in the room. Know what I mean? And the book starts flapping about and it's got an evil laugh and all that, and I'm going, oh. But
there's that.
For the time, I think it would spooked cunts, huh?
Well, it definitely did. Fuck's sake. The one thing I did notice about the bedroom was at the very start when she's tucking Robbie in or she's making the bed, it's Star Wars bed sheets and a lot of Star Wars toys and all of that. Obviously Spielberg getting that in there, you know what I mean?
Aye. Oh, here, by the way, see we Robbie, see we had kept the hoarding him. We guy could make a mint. Know what I mean? There's toys there like that. Oh.
Here, do you know what else? Aye. If anything they were going to keep for that house before it imploded in itself is the C3PO light switch, man. Do you know what I mean?
Aye.
Things were just so much better back in the day, man. Story were. I know, what if we not put our name on light fittings? That's a fucking great idea, Davey. That's brilliant. Right, we'll get that sorted.
Oh, fucking superb, man. Oh, as that scene goes, and he's got the chew back, a fucking t-shirt and all that shit. But I'm just gonna have the fact that recently there was a Boba Fett toy that got sold, and I think it went for 300,000 or something like that. Know what I mean? Because it was like there was only a select few made because it fired a rocket off and it was dangerous to winds or something like that.
That's right.
Know what I mean?
After that, they glued the rocket in so it couldn't come out.
Aye.
You're right, there, mate. That's fucking amazing, isn't it? 300 grand.
Aye. You know what I mean? For a fucking toy. So,
That's going to stay in the box.
aye, so that wee guy's room is easily worth 5 million in today's money. Know what I mean?
Aye. But I think 4 million of it gets sucked into the wardrobe there, you know, which is a pain in the arse, that.
Aye, they sit in the living room, but I might get spat out in a couple of years, and it'll be more. They'll have aged.
Aye.
But
No,
aye,
big Craig T. Nelson's in this. He's probably better known for. There used to be a sitcom one called Coach, and he was Coach.
aye,
To me, he is Mr. Incredible for Incredibles. Do you know what I mean?
aye.
Because he's the voice of him.
Well, aye. But I don't know a lot of people like the film, Blades of Glory. But he's the coach in that, mate, and I think he's fucking superb, man. Just, I like the guy. You know what I mean? I think he's comedic as fuck. It's
Aye. Seems to have been
maybe
the same
that's why
age
he was
for
picked for
about
this
40
film.
years.
I know. Aye. It's aye. Oh, he's good people, mate. Good people. Makes me laugh, man.
Now, there's also, I'm sure we're going to get into it shortly, a lot of fucking scary trivia attached to this movie.
Oh, aye.
And the actors and the happenings and the very real curse of Poltergeist I've set.
Yeah.
It's freaky, mate. It's more freaky than fucking probably in the movie now. You know what I mean?
Aye. Well, but no, that's just go for it, mate. Because see, when I was reading that the other night, and I'm going, that is fucking mental.
Well,
I
first
mean, it's
we
obviously
Heather
just playing in
O'Rourke.
people's superstitions. Aye.
Ah, of course. But little Heather O'Rourke, right? The wee lassie in the movie, her that's on my background there. She died at 12-year-old, man.
Aye. It's some like undiagnosed intestine thing or something like that. Know what I mean?
Aye, intestinal stenosis on February the 1st, 1988. You know what I mean? At the age of 12. Fucking hell. February 1st, 1988. I was 9, coming up for 10. She was dying at 12. And then her I've just slagged that played her big sister, mate.
Aye.
Dominique Dunn on it.
Aye. She got murdered after her ex-boyfriend.
Aye, again, strangled her, right? Strangled her unconscious on the 30th of October. And she remained unconscious to the 4th of November when she just passed away. Fucking hell, man.
Aye. It's fucking... It's dark. It's dark. Sure there's another guy I know. I think he died of cancer. And there's another guy, he died of, what was it, kidney failure or something? Know what I mean? So it was like, fucking... Yeah. He's why I do this Poltergeist reboot. Indeed I do not.
Aye. And another 4 people died, their arses collapsing with the fear.
Aye.
They're getting asked to do it.
But do you hear where the apparent curse actually comes from? And it was like the prop guy actually used human skeletons.
I know.
Now, nobody denies it. Maybe that's a Hollywood. We'll keep saying this. This will keep this thing popular. Or did they actually do it? Because apparently it was cheaper to do that than like create plastic skeletons. So
that's horrible, isn't it? Thinking about that, man. But if it's hey, it's cheaper, man. So un-Disney. I know it wasn't Disney at the time, but Kathleen Kennedy wouldn't have. Well, she probably would have actually. Probably got a lot of skeletons in her fucking closet. She could have used a half of them. Yeah, but
aye.
looking at wee Heather, right, the wee lassie. I think she's great, man. You can see fucking something in her face that makes you think what she's looking at is what you're meant to believe what you're looking at, because she looks engrossed and fucking as if she's not acting.
Aye. I think that's why, again, why this is it's remained popular with people. Know what I mean? Because, like, for most parts, see Wayne's in horror films and all that, majority of the time they do people's nuts in, know what I mean? And they're just a means to an end. But I think this really actually solved it. Know what I mean? So it's like, because I don't, I've already said, I'm no wee Robbie's biggest fan. Know what I mean? So, know what I mean? And he goes through a bit more traumatizing things, but hey ho, mate. But you're right, mate. See the whole talking. See that right away. I know Wednesday fucking freaky things, right? But see right at the beginning when she's talking to the static telly. I was like, no, burn it.
Kill it with fire. I'd rather watch Channel 5 than that shite.
Wait, I'm telling you, I know it has to happen in these films, right? But why are the families always so, oh, what's she like? Oh, that chair flew itself into the wall. Oh, what's that chair like?
Listen, don't get me
How
wrong.
many signs do you need?
There's nothing been flying about, Matt. There's been a few strange things in this house because things have flew off walls and all that, but nothing like this movie, right? And my 5-year-old son, Robert, has been talking about his grandpa. My dad's been dead for 14 years. And he's described him to a fucking T, by the way, my dad. And he just hits out with stuff like that. My grandpa likes, if I'm eating some chips or something like that, my grandpa likes chips as well, he said. Did he, son? Aye. Then I just quiz him about it and he just converses as if, I talk to him all the time. Fucking hell, man.
Aye.
Wait for that telly.
There's weird shit and all, mate. I remember years ago, fucking, my brother was playing with his daughter, right? And the next thing, the fucking living room door opened. And he's looking like that. Oh, maybe it was a wind or something. And the next thing, his Wayne started laughing. He's like, what are you laughing at? I went, oh, I'm laughing at the witch. What? The witch is laughing at you being scared. I was like, get out of that house! Burn it!
And obviously, you and I, the other thing, Doug's. Do you know what I mean?
Aye, the creepy bastards. They just done that before I started this, I know. The dog and the cat, two of them were staring into my room, and I'm like that.
My dog will get into the living room and look up into the corner of the living room. He's been doing the exact same thing as if he's got his attention, he's quite happy and just stops. Frozen. And he's been doing that for 12 years. And we're like, right, Mary, fuck off. Because that was the name of the woman that stayed in this house before it.
Aye.
She seems to like our kitchen cloak. The kitchen cloak seems to fly off the fucking wall an awful lot. But I'll tell you a freaky story, right? Because it's in keeping with the conversation. It's nothing to do with Poltergeist, but a true story. My ma told me this story. Her and my dad were in bed sleeping. My dad shot up out of his sleep and went, my dad. And then the bedroom door fell off its hinges. And then 5 minutes later, the phone went, and my granddad's been attacked and left for dead. And that's how do you explain that shit, mate?
Nah, mate, it's fucking. I'm not going to go down the whole hocus pocus route and all that, but there's shit cannot be explained. You know what I mean?
There's definitely.
And it's always these Waynes that give you the fucking heebie. Maybe they've got a wee Wayne union. See like fucking Boss Baby. They're all like that. Here. say there's a fucking witch in the house. Watch this cunt shite yourself. He didn't buy you Cocoa Pops. Tell them there's a fucking old woman sitting in the chair. There.
Or it's like that shitey Disney film Inside Out, or the wee people in your head, the wee emotions and all that. Here, phone the brain. Hey, brain, you've just seen a three-headed monster in that closet. Get it tilt to the eyes. But there we go, folks. Whether you believe, whether you don't believe, this film plays on your fucking... Plays on you, the bastard.
No. But I'm just thinking, man, it's just, see the whole, right, obviously the chair thing was fucking freaky. See the first time you see it, she turns away, boom, they're all stacked up and all that. For me, that's the right. Phone the movers, because this get out of here. Know what I mean? No, the way she goes, she ends up
Aye.
drawing lines and fucking.
She's making a game out of it. She's papped her way in it. Aye, but I better be a good mother and put a football helmet on her, because that would just
Aye.
that would be fucking child abuse. You know what I mean?
How preposterous.
But she's all delighted, man. Steve's been out at his work all day selling hooses. Come in, go and see this. This is fucking brilliant. Go in, we'll see this. All that. Aye, and he's just as bad, because it's very apparent throughout this whole film. You're right, mate. The minute they chair stacked themselves, they should never have been in that house ever again.
Aye. They should have fucking been on the highway before that wee lassie reached the end of the fucking drag line. Know what I mean? But I mean, like I was saying, it happens in all. It has to happen in these films, right? Or you don't get a film. Like, put it this way: see if I was in a film and that happens in my hall, the fucking film is done before that chair gets to the finish line. I'm fucking gone. See, like a fucking Wile E. Coyote cartoon or something, just the outline of me in dust, just gone.
Aye, everybody lighting the house on and all that shit.
Aye.
Fuck that, playing with fucking ghosty posties. Fuck that. What is, we'll get right to it, what is some of your favourite bits in it?
Oh, right to the scenes. Well, it's going to be that iconic, but see, obviously, that the spirit comes out the telly the first time, because it's just, see the music and everything, it's just so creepy, man. Just like, she's sitting staring at his telly, fucking, see that, by the way? How many people turn their telly off at night after this? It's fucking, yeah, that's static to fuck. That, see just that horn coming out. That was brilliant. Know what I mean? Just this.
The wee lassie kudos, because she pulls her horn away as if it's really there. Which I don't know how many takes that took, but she done it smashing. And like people of a younger generation might not understand, but back in the day, we didn't have 24 hours, 7 days a week television. It did used to gaff. They used to get a wee, like, in this film, the American national anthem in it. Same thing used to happen in Great Britain after a certain time. And just to let you know, it's a good night and thank you for watching from everyone here at the BBC. We hope you enjoyed our programs and will tune back with us tomorrow morning. Good night. God be with you. And it was, God save our great. But I, more often than not, sometimes you get up middle of the night and my dad would be lying in front of the telly and it would be like that. Just snow.
Aye. Aye, it's just, it was creepy. Like, see, the first time I watched it, because you're like, oh, she's talking to things and I don't think you were going to see anything. But then this fucking horn comes out, tries to grab her. You're like, no. Oh, no. And obviously, the music just lends to it because it's fucking quite, like, sinister. You're going, oh, dear. This is not Casper. This is not what I signed up for.
That is one of the main things we were talking earlier on about Steven Spielberg being written on this, the music. It just instantly felt like Raiders of the Lost Ark music.
Yep.
And then Gary was in work yesterday and he watched a wee bit of it when I was on my lunch. And I said that to him and he's like, aye, E.T. and on it. And I was like, fuck. Yeah, yeah.
Yep.
So, definitely.
Another bit, a favourite bit, but it's more what you don't see. It's when Diane's talking to Carol Ann and she's in the other dimension or wherever it is, right? And the next thing she says, there's somebody else here. And you're going, oh no, it's got to get the baby. It's got to get the baby.
She's went to Netflix. She's went to the Stranger Things. She's in the Upside Down.
And it's just this, you hear it just like, see, chasing her through the house and all that. And you're going, what the fuck is this, man? And see that's what fucking freaks me out about stuff like that. You're going, oh, what is it? You can't see it, but you know it's there. Know what I mean? So
Aye.
that
When we done The Conjuring, when the lassies get into the room and they're looking behind the door, you don't see it, and it's just dark. And that's one of the scariest bits in that whole film, is behind that fucking bedroom door, man. It really is. You're right, mate. It's no.
I'm getting goosebumps just thinking about that.
So bad. It's just. Oh, if I'd hair, it'd be standing up my pubes. So it is. Aye, brilliant.
What about you, mate? Any standout bits for it?
Aye, I mean, I get a wee bit shivery at the first kitchen chair stacking, because it's still a very impressive pan away and pan back amount of time to do that. I'm wondering if the chairs have been glued or screwed together beforehand and just doesn't matter. It's freaky, and it kind of go, all right, that's us. We've started now. That's the film started now. It'd take a while, but you're talking about 35, 40 minutes before Ain't a Note kicked in. And as I say to you, that the opening gambit of this movie, the dialogue, and it just didn't feel like a script. It just felt like Stevie put, right, go in, you're in the kitchen, you're talking to your wife, you're about to go away to work and all that, your kids are having breakfast, just go. It just felt like improv a wee bit.
Aye. I think maybe they tried too hard just to make things normal, know what I mean? Because these films always start like that. Like, it's the perfect family, the perfect day. You ever noticed, I know, in horror films, nobody ever gets the cold, I reckon. Again, this is me harking back to nobody ever needs a shite when this is going. Know what I mean? Like, God, the toilet's up the stair. I don't want to go myself.
Oh, no. What is it? Oh, my belly. Really? They knew? That fucking is just up. You're wanting a shite. Oh, kitchen sink job. But my scariest scene in this is the tree taking Robbie.
Aye.
I know why it was done now, because part of the trivia, Steven Spielberg's two biggest scares in this movie were from his own childhood. One was a tree that used to tap in his window, and the other was the clown thing. But the tree, I mean, you can make a joke out it being the big tree at a fucking two towers. Oh, little hobbit. But it's sinister. It takes him out and then it starts fucking swallowing him. I'm like, oh, get him, fucking get him. And then see when his dad gets him, and the way the two of them fall at the tree. Lucky never broke
he lands on the boy.
Aye. Fucking hell, Dad. I know you're covered in goo and all that, but come on me, man.
Oh,
and Jude, I want to put it out here as well, mate. See if this house wasn't haunted, I still would have moved out after a fucking week, because there was a tornado and a storm every fucking night they stayed there.
Aye. Or something like this land has got some sort of ancient curse on it. You know what I mean? Fucking, honestly, mate, I'd probably moved out after my neighbour's remote was changing my channel. You know what I mean? His Wendy's would have went in the first night. No, tap back to Jaws. You know what I mean? There's the sheriff staring down his barrel, and then boof. What happens? I don't know. You've changed the bloody channel.
I know.
It's like, nah.
A noticeable mention for Mad Scully on a BMX with a carrot.
Aye. And Pierre, by the way, you know, another wee cameo I clocked last night. Did you see one of the construction workers?
Yes.
It was Mad Billy for the Predator.
Which is exactly the way I've noted it, mate. Mad Billy from Predator.
And he acts like a bit of a fucking Predator in this.
It was fucking, hey baby, I love you. I love you. Which she does. Up you.
Aye, and her mom's pure chuffed. I sat hen, you tell him to go take a fuck to himself, and then goes back to washing the dishes. You know what I mean? Like that. No, you'd be right out there. Like, here you, beastie boy. You take yourself to fuck. You know what I mean?
Exactly. Get that predator motherfucker out my yard and see your boss and all that's coming in my window and eating my shit and drink my coffee. There was no more of that. I'll be phoning immigration, these bastards.
But another mention of a scene, mate. It's got to be mad. See Marty when he goes in and he's raiding the kitchen and shit just starts coming out of steak and all that, and it starts moving across the counter and all that. Obviously, what we used to know, you can tell it's a fake prosthetic head that he starts tearing apart, but it's still wild, man. Do you think about it?
Again, very Indiana Jonesy. Ark of the Covenant at the end when the face melt bit, but it's funny. The reflection is what's not happening, right? It's what he's seeing. Yet I looked purposefully for his actual head doing it, and that was peeling away and all. Whereas in a movie these days, it'd probably just been his normal face and the reflection being all gooey and all that. But it was freaky, wasn't it, mate? I just can't get here. Americans walking into other countries' houses and just going through their fridge and all that. It's just never sat right with me, that pish.
Wait, it's no like he went in and pulled out like refrigerators or something. The cunt pulled out a steak. Pulls a steak out of a stranger's fucking fridge.
And their chicken. Somebody's chicken
leg.
Aye.
Well, I mean, Americans love thy neighbour and all that, but that's outrageous.
Aye. I mean, excuse me, I know I said help yourself, but come on to fuck. You know what I mean? There's frozen pizzas in the big freeze and all that, and that steak cost about £8. I was saving that. I mean, big fucking steak. Aye. That's
oh man, Will Smith with the bacon. I was saving that.
Aye. Pat of eggs, motherfucker.
Aye. But I was all...
Sorry.
No, you go, mate. Go.
I was just going to say, his partner in crime, the black gentleman with the camera, doesn't he fucking anything in this at all, didn't he? No?
Yeah. It's just...
Oh no. Sorry. It is one of the funniest things in this. They're sitting at a table, right? Remember, they've just showed them the bedroom. They're sitting at the kitchen table. She's like that with a cuppa. And he says, so has this been happening long? And the coffee pot moves. Doesn't say a fucking thing. Then the light flickers and he goes, oh, do you see that? Or a light, mate? Aye. Oh, that was terrifying. You and light twittering. Coffee pots do that all the time. So did they.
Oh, he's also got one of the best lines in this and all, but for me. He goes that. We were at one episode, and this toy car moved straight across the room. Took 7 hours to do that, and I'm like, I would fucking happen a windy day. You know what I mean? But it's like, do we see when the dad looks up and he goes, 7 hours, eh? Like, watch this prick. It's fucking.
Aye.
Oh, but
this time the makeup department have absolutely failed Craig T. Nelson. They've made him look like Dracula for a Hammer horror film with the fucking black mascara under the eyes and all that.
Oh mate, it's fucking see that. No, it reminds me. You ever seen the first Dawn of the Dead film?
Mm-hmm.
See when they're into the supermarket. See, obviously the wee guy gets butt, and the next thing he's in the bed, and he's pure pale white, but it's just pure black eyes under there. It looks like a panda. You're like that. Boy's nae well.
You got to see St. Monday. Aye. You Paisley Panda. Aye, it's again still good, but favourite scene, another one would be so you're talking about that, the maggot story that I've wrote. Specky, maggots and skin. I thought the lights when Tangina and all that are eventually up into the room with the rope and the mother's in there. You've got the backlighting. I thought the camera work and the lighting and that was was tremendous, man. It was really good. The lighting, the backlighting of people, and then the cameras panning away, and I thought that was brilliant, man. Really good.
See that, I know that's often led me to another thing. See when they throw the tennis balls and all that into the other realm, and then the rope comes out and it's all covered in that pink shit. I always had that in my head that it was the stuff of Ghostbusters too.
Oh.
So I was like, God,
Yo. Yo. Aye, but when eventually pulls Diane and Carol Ann and puts them in the bath, it just looks as if somebody's fucking dipped them in a jam factory, man.
aye,
So it does.
aye, and he's making a piss poor attempt at washing it off. You know what I mean? He's like, it's all other moves, and he's waiting here at their jawline. You're going, will you fucking wash that face?
Stephen, darling, I love you very, very much and that, but could you get some of this ghost placenta out of my fucking gums, please? Could you do that, maybe? You prick. My jaw will look after itself, I swear to God. But it's in the mouth, the deed bits and that, you know.
They look like they've been on fucking an episode of Get Your Own Back in it.
Get your own back, aye. Guns at pedo. Guns at beast. Kevin Bridges reference people don't fucking think I want to go and gunge pedos, man. Jesus. I'd rather shoot them in the head.
Oh, brilliant, man. Bye. Back to the actions of this family, right? See the scene where they put the Waynes to bed and they're in there like a couple of Cheech and Chong.
Knew this was coming.
It's
Aye.
it's fucking it's pure cringy, right? But funny and all. It's just fucking they're sitting obviously stoned at their nut because what they're saying isn't funny. You know what I mean? But see the way she's smoking a joint and all. It's like she's got it here. At least a good fit for your face. You know what I mean? Like and going, shit, man. I remember Vietnam.
It's that. Oh, I've seen some things, man. Oh. But the contrast, the funniest thing about that, so the movie has painted him as being kind of liberal parents and like a wee joint and all that, which is fucking smashing. But halfway through the film, when the lassie offers her some hard liquor, a wee flash, she's like, oh, don't think I should. You know what I mean? Fuck up, Ben. You're up there like Snoop Dogg. Of an evening.
Aye. The dad's in the back going fucking acid. Oh.
But that's what this movie is, just one big acid trip on it. I know.
But mate, they would see the most recognisable. The bit that was so hilarious about that whole stoner bit. See when she's telling the story about how she used to sleepwalk in, and then she sleepwalked into a guy's car, and the guy get jailed and all that, and then they get pure para. Oh, you're fuck, man. Put that out.
Aye. And he starts jumping about and looking in the mirror and all right, his belly, and you're like, fucking get a grip, man. If I jump in my bed, I'd break the fucking thing. But that is funny. That is funny.
Oh.
Just shows how the script's a wee bit out of place. Man.
Aye. That's how I'm thinking. See, I don't know if this is like an attempt at a family-friendly horror thing or something. Know what I mean? Because there's humour strewn right through it. Know what I mean? Fucking so good, man.
Aye, that's so good. Another fact about the movie was that Drew Barrymore was considered for the role of Carrie-Anne, but producer Steven Spielberg wanted someone more angelic, and obviously Barrymore's audition landed her the part as Gertie in E.T. anyway, which was done the same year by the Berg of Stephen.
Aye. See, we're talking about the chair stacking and the tree scenes. The chair stacking was done in a single shot. So assuming they panned away.
That's what I mean. super impressive. There
Aye,
was
aye,
no
but
noise,
one take they done it. Apparently the crew ran out, grabbed the tables and chairs on it, and then so it must have all been glued together, and then sat this fucking thing there like that. But
That's
and then
definitely fucking worked.
when wee Robbie's getting munched with a tree, that was actually filmed in reverse. So he's actually in the tree to begin with, and he's getting pushed out like a wee jobby. So
Getting squeezed out there. But when it did come out, nobody wiped him, which was stinking.
aye, see that annoyed me forever and all. The boy is walking about like he's fucking I don't know, man. He's escaped for Shawshank, know what I mean? And it's like,
Aye.
will somebody get me a towel?
But in the grander scheme of things, in the house, this grander scheme of the house, that was a clever ruse. The three thing to get them all away for wee Carol Ann. It was getting sucked into your own wardrobe. That was quite good, wasn't it? The whole getting sucked into the wardrobe thing, the slow motion worked and the things flying in totally worked.
Ah, superb, man. It's like one of the things that makes people remember, I know, isn't it? And it's probably been parodied if it's not as well, but it was well good. Because you're like, oh no, it's going to get away. It's going to get away.
The other thing that stuck in my head was her headboard.
Aye.
Iron headboard. Just remembered that so well, man. Don't know why. Just fucking. Probably because she was clinging on to it for dear fucking life.
I was going to say, I realised he's got a vice-like grip. But
says here I know that JoBeth Williams, who played Diane, man, JoBeth. Oh, I'm so fucking juvenile. JoBeth was hesitant about shooting the swimming pool scene because of the large amount of electrical equipment positioned over and around the pool. So Steven Spielberg crawled into the pool with her to shoot the scene, and Spielberg told her, "Now, if a light falls in, we'll both fry." You're for a watching you.
Aye. Well, oh, you're such a cracker. You're so funny, Stevie boy.
I suppose it was good directing.
I'll end up here like one piece of toast.
Because apparently he jumped off his chair to console the wee lassie as well, who, when she was doing that scene, got really traumatised and frightened, and says you'll never have to do that again. That's a take.
See another thing, right? On the humour in this film, right? See when they send wee Robbie away, right? And he's getting into a taxi, and the dog walks out, right? And it's looking at Robbie in the taxi. Then it looks back at the family in the house, and it went, nah. Should I grab that wee suitcase, packed a bone away, and right into the taxi? And I was like, see, this is why you listen to the animals. The animals always know. But
see if the theme tune to the littlest Tobe played, then that'd have been fucking amazing, man. There's a voice keeps on calling me down the road. That's where I want to be.
It's just that other bit as well. See when they're about to go into the other world, and what's her name? The wee medium. Can't remember her name now. Tangina, that's it. See when she's about to go in, and Dana's like that. You've not done this before either. And she goes, "You're right. Here, you go." It's very human, right? But at the time, I'm going like that is comedic genius.
Mm-hmm. She's funny, man. Definitely. See the house is still there. The house is still standing, apparently.
Nah, fuck signing that. Know what I mean?
Sim Valley, California, but it still stands today. The family who owned it sold it in May 2009. So I don't think it's owned. I think it's just there now, man. I wonder why they sold it.
But you know who else I thought was good in this, I know? What's her name? is it the Dr. Leash or whatever her name is? See how it comes in with the two technicians? I
Aye.
thought she was good and all, man, because she gives like see a bit of dialogue, like the afterlife,
She does.
and you're like that. It was like a Donald Pleasance kind of thing. You've added fucking gravitas to this. You've got me para again.
Aye, because not 5 minutes beforehand she couldn't hold a teacup. Do you know what I mean? And she was meant to be an expert in the field, but obviously she'd never seen fuck all like that with Lassie's bedroom, which was again comedy effect because he just opens the door as if it's an on. Know what I mean? Is that right? Aye, look at that. That's shit I've got to do. You know what I mean? I've had half a can of Budweiser and my eyes are black. What an argument. Fuck's sake. That's
the thing as well, isn't it? In these films, it's always a crack team of three that go in. You know what I mean? Like, three and no more to save the day. Funny, man.
In case they need to form the points of a triangle very quickly.
Yes. It's the strongest shape. But
it is.
Aye.
But my JoBeth said that she had her own supernatural experience while making the film. Whenever she came home from the filming, the pictures on her walls of her house were crooked. Every time she fixed them, they would hang crooked again. Fuck's sake. We Zelda Rubenstein, who plays Tangina. Jim has got a Tangina. He's got a Tangina. Also had an experience when a vision of her dog came to her and said goodbye. Fuck's sake. Hours later, her mother called her and told Rubenstein that her dog had passed away that very day.
Oh. See, there's another film that's like this. Is it Amityville Horror? Fucking weird shit happened to her, man. Oh,
that's worse.
But aye.
Margot
I see for me
Tangina in 2018 was a mercy because she ended up a fucking loony bin and everything, man. Through that movie.
Aye. But Tangina, even though she's not in this film much, she seems to be like a thing you remember most for the film. Know what I mean?
Aye.
Just this wee woman that just this house is clean, but no, it's no. There's fucking stuff skated everywhere. It's a shite hole.
Have you seen that maggot in the kitchen? Fuck you, it's not shite.
Yeah.
Aye.
Another thing. Right. Another thing. Like, see when she first comes into the house, right? The big Steve, right? He is dubious. He's fucking dubious. His wee lassie has disappeared into another dimension. Something's running about the house. Stuff's flying about the house. And then this woman goes, I deal with spirits. And he went, oh, come on. What is going on here? Fucking. You see the buttons? They are button up the back. Away you go, you shite hawk.
Pure Ricky Fulton moment. Away. Away. Duh. Aye, he tries to talk to her with his mind, doesn't he?
Aye. Look, and I'm going, the time for that has passed. That has passed. Know what I mean?
Aye.
Look,
see if Ronald McDonald turned up at your front door and said he could get rid of all this shit happening in your house.
Aye.
You wouldn't take the piss out of him, you know what I mean? But I believe at this point, and you come, mate, if you can get that shotty and get my wee lassie back, I will fucking buy Happy Meals for the rest of my days, man. But
so,
no,
especially the wee guy Marty, see when he went up the stair and he comes down the stair again and he's got bite marks all along his ribs. Aye, and you're like, and he's gone, oh, away. Really?
That was a kind of a missed opportunity. He comes down and goes, hey, I get bit or I get scratched or something. Did they lift your shirt up first and do it and then tuck it back in, mate?
Aye, fucking. But no, man, it's just I thought that was hilarious last night. Like, really, Stevie boy, this is where you've drew the line between fucking reality and fiction. Know what I mean?
Aye.
Fucking right, superb, man.
By the way, where's your
But,
daughter? Where's your other lassie? Where is she? I mean,
Aye.
I've seen her in about fucking 45 minutes. She went to
Oh,
school
wait.
an hour ago, and it's 3 days have passed.
Aye.
Sick.
So away to Woodstock, know what I mean? But aye, funny man.
What's
But
some of your
it's
favourite lines, mate?
oh, I'll not say the obvious one, but I'd say it's that bit where you hear wee Carol Ann saying, like, "Mummy, there's someone here." It was like kind of, oh no, what's that? What is she seeing? What is she not seeing? Know what I mean? And it's pure vague. It was like, and you're going, what the fuck else can be there, sort of thing. Know what I mean? So it was like that. That kind of got me. But
Aye.
obviously, when it all kicks off, really, and she's been really, and she turns around and goes, "They're here." Say that. That was the sign. Let's go and get some holy water. Let's go. You know what I mean? But it's an iconic line, isn't it?
Aye. Definitely, man. Get on that phone. Get me the Priest for Exorcist, Van Helsing, the Ghostbusters, and that'll do me in an hour. We'll see how we go with that shit. Because my wee lassie's freaked me the fuck. I get child services. Get a wee lassie to fuck. Don't care if she's my daughter. She freaked me the fuck out. Right, hen, that's you. You're out this house. Get your packed lunchbox back to get the fuck.
Aye, aye. And stay away from your sister.
If you can find her.
Aye. Nah, that's just they ones, mate. Just again, it was. I think it's the whole thing. You don't know what it is she's seen. Know what I mean? And she says the lines, and it just leaves, let's see, your imagination to go, oh, who the fuck? Know what I mean?
Aye.
So it's probably for that reason they're two of my favourites anyway. The other ones are just comedic ones that I just fucking made me laugh.
Aye. Just wee ones that I forgot to write down, but I did write down. Tangina has 3 huge monologues back to back with one another. So, but I'm not going to fucking obviously read the 3 of them out. Neither am I. There's the first bit, it's good, but because she's explaining to the family everything she knows about them, about her craft, obviously, and what's happening. And she says there is no death, there is only a transition to a different sphere of consciousness. Carol Ann's not like those she's with. She's a living presence in their spiritual, earthbound plane. They are attracted to one thing about her, and that is the difference from themselves, their life force. It is very strong. It gives off its own illumination. It is a light that implies life and memory of love and home and earthly pleasures, something they desperately desire but can't have anymore. Right now, she's the closest thing to that, and that is a terrible distraction from the real light that has finally come for them. You understand me? You understand me, child?
Hummingbird.
I'm your huckleberry. See,
Uh,
the thing that really fucking done man in this movie. Go to the light, don't go to the light, go to the light, don't go to the light. No, go to the light, no, don't go to the light. What the fuck's happening with this light, mate?
aye. Aye. It was like, obviously, as the light, was the light a good thing or a bad thing?
According to
I technically
Tangina.
still don't know.
No, I don't know. According to Tangina, there's 2 different lights. There's other lights. Oh, it's just
Aye.
when it mattered, they went to the right light and came out the hole in the ceiling and covered in jam, and get put in the bath and all that, which was smashing. But I've got to imagine people going to see this in the pictures back in 1982, thinking, you know what I mean, this house is clean. I have exorcised the demons, thinking that was it. But the minute,
Aye.
again, like you said at the very start, they're getting no urgency to get the fuck out of this house. He's like, I've just got to go to the office and do a couple of things, and we're not staying here the night. I'll not hear it. I know you want to, but we're not staying here the night. She's like, no bother. But if the Waynes want to fall asleep in their beds, in these scary rooms, you let them fall asleep. Well, you go for a bath and then get fucking Freddy Krueger about the living room, the bedroom, know what I mean?
Mate, see that whole sequence and the thing with the clown. I know the thing with the clown fucking terrified people and all that, right? But see that whole sequence of events. Scary Movie 2 has changed the way I will view these things now. Because it's just fucking. Have you ever seen Scary Movie 2? It ridicules the two bits. You know what I mean? And I just can't get them out my head now. You know what I mean? Whereas I can imagine it was like fucking, oh my God. You know what I mean?
Well, who isn't clean? Get that Tangina, get your money back after. Why he's got to go to the office and load his family into a fucking Pickford's van and get to fuck. I'll never know, but obviously it's all part of the story. And
all these bodies all start popping up.
And then he comes back with his gaffer.
Aye.
Why were you bringing him back to the house?
That you were, I know.
Just going to pick the Waynes and the wife up and get to fuck. What's she doing back here?
I know.
Oh, because we forgot to write in earlier on the powerful scene that you fucking knew. You know what I mean? You moved the headstones, you never moved the bodies.
I know. And it makes me wonder how shit were they hussies? Because I've got to dig down. I mean, how deep were the bodies? You know what I mean? There's got to be a pipage. You know what I mean? Cables and the likes. So it's like, we've all these hussies on the surface, you see.
They're floating hussies.
Because
if we're led to believe what we've been told all our days, our coffin is buried 6 feet. So, I'm pretty sure that sewerage goes down about that level and all that kind of stuff. And then, as you say, again, mate, the pool. That pool's getting fucking dug out with an excavator. More than 6 feet.
Yep.
Fuck's sake.
So I was very curious where they were. But I suppose it's a big pie-off, isn't it? All these coffins start popping up and you're going, oh, what? But you know what I laugh at? I know that scene. There's like fire starts shooting at a water hydrant and all that, right? And people are still looking about going, skin on. Skin on.
I'm just glad the street got to see the house disappearing. So there was no ridicule, but it's at that point, 1 hour and 54 minutes later for the start of the film, that Big Steve's decided, let's get to fuck. No even Stein for the disappearance of the house. We're on the road. We're not even having a shower. You know what I mean?
And the most rational thing that happens in this whole film is right at the end when Steve pops that telly out the room. See, for their own, there would never be another TV in my presence. Know what I mean? No. But get that to fuck.
I think that was very comedic as well. I think that was just the last scene of the movie to let the audience go, my way to shake myself, Davey.
But it does, it does kind of end weird and all, but doesn't it? Because it just ends like that. It doesn't end like other kind of horror films, like, oh, it was all good and everything ended up well, you know what I mean? And it wasn't like a final scare, you know what I mean? So it was like...
Aye, I know, because I think the final act was the final scare. As I said, when people were going to movies in 1982, I think the house was clean and it was just about them going away now and the happy ending. It wasn't, I suppose, but you're right, now we just seem to get a and then the subtitles kick in, the lines kick in, you know what I mean? Anything else you want to bring to the fore?
Well, I'm asking, mate, if you got any favourite characters for the film. I usually ask that, but...
No, in this film. Nobody stood out to me at all. I thought the wee lassie, for the age she was playing the part, was great and all that. But nobody's my favourite, and I just think the story and everybody plays their part, and it's quite wrapped up in a nice wee bow. Have you got a favourite?
if anybody, I'd maybe say Diana, because she's starts at this just a mad housewife thing, know what I mean? Then, mad stoner housewife, then ends up fucking pure frantic and ends up like Ripley at the end, know what I mean? Like, as most horror films end up doing, know what I mean? Ends up the woman just going, I've had enough of this pish. So, know what I mean?
But don't tell Jennifer Lawrence that there's a woman in the leading role in a film saving the day. Don't tell her that, because that never happened, obviously. That's a lie. Don't be anxious. At the end, when she was getting like zapped down the stairs and all that, I was like, fucking got me stairs. You fucking call yourself a ma. Come on, you.
Aye.
But you're right, mate. She was the most prominent figure in the whole film, I suppose.
Aye. Plus, it's the whole fucking at the ragged edge of it all, know what I mean? Because that's what you get. Because obviously, the dad Steve, he looks like death warmed up at one point, but you don't really get the sense of fucking like, the end is nigh for him, know what I mean? No, whereas she's up there.
She's the constant, isn't she? She's the constant throughout the movie. She's never away for the house, basically. Everything else, like the daughter's away getting fucking hoovered. The dad goes to work now and again. Robbie goes missing for periods and then just appears. And the wee lassie's in the telly world with the telly people. So she's the one constant that's dealing with everybody and everything.
Caravan sitting with the BBC. Morty!
That's what they're called, the telly people. That's what she says to them. What was I going to say? The other thing, a bit of trivia I forgot to mention, we mentioned the clown, right? When it gets Robbie at the end and it wraps around his neck, apparently that happened. They pulled it too tight and the wee man was choking. And Steven Spielberg thought he was acting until he seen his face turn purple and had to jump off the seat. And the wee guy that plays Robbie, his name escapes me, but Oliver Robbins, he says, like, if it wasn't for Stephen jumping at the chair and getting that off me, I might not have been here to tell the tale. So, fucking hell, man. Who was doing the props that day? Alec Baldwin.
Brilliant, man. But mate, aye. On a whole, mate, it's still a good film, but I look at it very different for the first time I seen it. I always regarded it as a horror film, but now it just seems. Well, see, for me, the second one's more creepy, and it's just really because of that guy. See the man.
Well, I know who you're talking. He looks like a tall man, doesn't he?
Aye. Know what I mean?
Phantasm.
Aye. It's more that, the way he acts and all that kind of gets me. Whereas this is, again, like most horror films, there has to be comedy in there because it's already ridiculous anyway, you know what I mean? So why not laugh?
Do you know what else about this film that lends to what you're saying there, which I didn't think about until 5 minutes ago? Nobody dies.
No. So
I think that's got a lot to do with it. I just seem to, I don't remember people dying, but I just seem to remember death being a big factor in it when I was a wee boy. But obviously that's because your young brain's scaring yourself, I suppose. But I'd like to now go and watch 2 and 3. 3 in there. Don't know if there's any more than that.
There's also a remake of the first one.
I've seen that, but I don't think I'm going to put myself fucking through that shit. Because
I think I've seen it, but I can't remember it. So I might just watch it for that reason.
For shits and gigs. You know what I mean? Yeah. Because this and the other film at the time that scared me was the original Omen.
Oh,
that
aye.
Was freaky. That was freaky. People do fucking die in the Omen. Wins and everything. You know what I mean?
Aye. That's still freaky, that film. That's still, and I think it's partly because of the fucking song that goes through that and all. Big choir bastard and singing. What's your fucking problem?
I remember we started playing it at Ibrox, the second half running music for a time.
Nothing gets me up for it like a fucking horror tune.
There's nothing like running out to the second half with Dominique possession in your fucking brain. But then it can be made funny as well, like in Step Brothers, every time he looks at a drum kit. Di nomine. Di nomine. Anyway, out of 10, what's the script, Willies? How many are you giving it?
I'll get. I have gave it a 7 in the past, so I think I'll just maybe stick with a 7 because it's not as if it's shite. You know what I mean? It's not as if it's adapted in quality. It's just that I look at it different now. So I'll stick with my 7.
Aye, nice. I originally had it as an 8 in ImDb, but I'm going to drop it to a 7. And I watched the 4K, 4DK visually remastered one, and I think that helped a lot. I think if I watched the fucking grainy 1982 VHS effort, it'd have been even worse. But a 7, you're right, mate. It's no just worth a watch. It's a good film. It's a good film for its time. It's just very hard in this day and age to get another point for it being made 40 years ago.
Aye.
But it's definitely still worth
Well, I mean, mate, we live in a world where the Conjuring series is happening now, right? And that's, for me, that's the top. You know what I mean? Because that shit just gets me. No, so
Still
it's
no
not that
them.
it's not as dark as that. You know what I mean? So but it's got its own place. You know what I mean?
Wee question about the Conjuring, mate, right? Because you've seen them all, haven't you?
Yeah.
Would you advise watching them in the order they came out or the order that it tells you to watch them? Does it matter?
I would probably just watch it in the order they come out because it's like they're trying to like join them all together. You know what I mean? That they all intermingle at some point. Whereas I would just do it as see their original ideas because I think you lost kind of the quality of it as well. You know what I mean? But because the first and the second are smashing, but then the third is a bit fucking meh. You know what I mean? So it's like, but it's up to yourself, mate. Date both ways. There you go. Date both ways. But you might watch the third one and go, oh, it's not so happy.
I'll get to them eventually. Anyway, folks, listen, thanks very much for tuning in. Thanks for watching us again. Thanks for listening to us. If you could do us a wee favour, just please send us to someone, share us, word of mouth's how we grow and all that jazz. That you'd be doing us a massive favour. We do say every week, people might like us, people might not like us, but either way, just fucking send us. Just call it a gift. The gift that keeps giving, man. That's what you do. What's your plans for the rest of the day, mate? You going to get out and about? You're just going to have a nice, chilled, relaxed day today?
Don't know. I mean, they say the weather's supposed to be decent and the dog needs a bath, and that is usually a battle to the death. So that could be the plan. Know what I mean? And then I'll need the rest of the day to recuperate. Know what I mean? Try to wrestle a 13-stone mammal that doesn't want to be where you've put it.
13 stone?
Well, it's a big well, it might not be 13. Might not be 13 stone, but it's fucking it feels like that when it's heavy and it's wet.
Aye. And it's you've got to incorporate the force against you. I know, you know what I mean?
Aye.
I can imagine that be a struggle. Excuse me.
How for yourself? In fact, anyway, if you go next week's film chosen on,
I will consult my little list. Because I had them pre-picked, obviously, weeks and weeks ago. Let's see what I've got left. Oh, two very contrasting movies here. I don't know how to go with it.
I shall give you time to decide.
No, see, that's one or the other. And I think the one I'm going to leave to episode 24 when it's my pick is more towards an end of series thing. So next week, we're going to be doing the comedy classic. See no evil, hear no evil.
Good times ahead.
Richard Pryor and our old pal Gene Wilder for Frankenstein. Yep. Young Frankenstein. And we'll have a good-
Frankenstein.
Frau Brewer. So, just for a shits and giggles, see No Evil, Who No Evil, a wee classic for back in the late 80s, early 90s. Can't remember. Aye, all right with that.
Aye, that's a smashing choice, that.
So hard trying not to tap into my list of 50. You know what I mean? So hard.
Your list.
Oh, just I'm looking at it now, mate. I've got some absolute bangers in there. I'm sure you have as well.
Oh, aye.
But there we go, folks. Listen, thanks again. We will see you next week. Probably try and get work schedule. Would probably suggest we've got Monday today, our next episode, didn't we? Because we're Tuesday to Friday next week. Tuesday to Saturday. Tuesday to Friday.
Yeah, I think
Tuesday
so.
to Friday next week. So maybe get this recorded Monday and put it out on Wednesday or something.
Yeah, possibly.
Possibly.
Again, cheers. Thanks for listening. Tell your friends, tell your enemies, tell your dog. He'll bark it to another dog. Know what I mean? And just remember, if you sneeze today, think of us.
Or if you're going the full fucking boon and you've got an empty and you're trying to draw right curtains and you're going to have a right good plate yourself, think of us. Call that a danger.
I mean, shout our names when you get to the tickly, but script.
I just thought a fucking Irvin Welsh short story there. Dolly Parton. Dolly Parton. Aye, if you know, you know. Right, folks, cheery bye.
Cheery bye.
So we share your